HeinOnline brings together major databases and sources of international law. It is an excellent resource for comparative law studies. Access HeinOnline from your law subject guide as usual, so going to the portal and then going to the law subject guide. In addition to the major resources like Westlaw and HeinOnline, there are also tabs where you can explore more European law and more international law sources, some of the ones that are available free. For the moment, we'll focus on HeinOnline. So here you see a list of all the databases. You can look at these, you can search these individually, or you can search them collectively. And if I click on one of the categories, such as international law, you'll see it pulls up a list of the databases again, and I can click on the I for information to get more detail on what these databases are about. So looking at the United Nations Law Collection, I can see that I'm going to get United Nations Treaty Series, League of Nations material, UNCITRAL publications, and so on. And if I click on it again, I'll then get a list of all the individual publications like the UN yearbooks, UN serials, and so on. So you can search all of these. HeinOnline pulls them all together, whereas alternatively you might be going to lots and lots of different websites to find these important resources. However, frequently you'll find that what you want to get is journal articles. So if you're looking for journal articles, before you start searching, have a think about your search and how you might organise your search strategy. So if, for example, I was looking for something on the Convention of the Rights of the Child, and I was interested in that in relation to abuse of children, I would organise my search something like this. So Convention on Rights of the Child is fairly straightforward because it's a title. And can you notice that I've put the title in quotation marks? The quotation marks will tell HeinOnline or any other database to search for those words together as a phrase. You mustn't search for them individually, so I don't want anything on the child or children. I only want material on Convention of the Rights of the Child. I'm then thinking about abuse, and the thing to think about is whether there are other words that you might find acceptable instead of abuse. So although it doesn't mean exactly the same, I might also be interested in neglect, and there might be alternative words I could look at as well. So you'll see that I have linked these two words together with or. So abuse or neglect, I don't mind which one it finds. And you'll see I've done something a bit strange. I've put a little star on the end of abuse instead of the E, and a star on the end of neglect. So what that is doing is it's telling the database to search for any ending to that word. So the star on the end of abuse will give me abuse, abused, abusing, and abusive. Neglect star will give neglect, neglecting, neglected. So it's a wee shortcut that you can try. It works in most databases, for example Google, Google Scholar, and something similar happens in Westlaw and Lexis, but in there you must use an exclamation mark rather than a star. They've always got to be a little bit different, so don't forget the exclamation mark. So putting that into action within HeinOnline, I would recommend you use the advanced search. So click advanced search and then enter your search. So here we've got Convention on Rights of the Child in quotation marks, abuse with a star, or neglect with a star. Notice that or is in capital letters. By putting it in capital letters, it tells HeinOnline that that's an instruction. I want abuse or neglect. If I use the small letters, it would just treat it as a normal word. And the and must be in capital letters as well. So I've got my two ideas connected. The other thing I need to do is choose that I want to search by full text. You can search by full text, author, or title. Full text is usually the best. And there I've got the ors and the ands. and then obviously click search. And this is what you will find. Your results will look something like this. So I've got a list of references, and then on the left hand side there are a lot of options to refine your search. I can change the date, so if I was getting too much material that was too old, I only wanted up-to-date material, I could change the search to being in the last 10 years, last 20 years, or whatever was relevant. What I would recommend you do is to click on the collection library option here, and then that will show you which databases your references are from. So I've got 8 from the United Nations Law Collection. I've got 9 world constitutions, but what I'm after is journal articles, and there are 123 from the Law Journal Library, so I have ticked that one. And once you click the tick, your search results then revert to only being in that collection. So here I've got the 123 articles. On the left of the screen, you'll see that you've got options to download the article, so you can download or print or whatever you want to do. One thing to keep in mind is not all of these articles will be in full text in HeinOnline. HeinOnline has a lot of full text articles, but not everything. Whenever you come across something that is not available, HeinOnline puts it in pink, so it will have a pink background. So it tells you there's an important article for your research, but we haven't got it here. If you wanted to find the Welcome to Planet Trump article, you would need to copy that and paste it to another search, for example the library catalogue or perhaps Google Scholar. And here it is in library catalogue. Click the articles tab, type in your title, and then you'll get the results. Here's the article, and you get an option to check for full text. That will then tell you whether we have that article in the library. So that is a little bit about HeinOnline, it's just the basics. You can do a lot more complicated things, a lot more sophisticated searching, but that should get you started. Good luck with your searching.